Hey, I'm a character artist and animator, and I like to make weird things in Unreal Engine. My latest animations, Clown Milk and Oh Dear, took me about a week each to make just by working on them during my free time. That might seem like a really short time to make an entire 3D animation start to finish, and I've had a lot of people ask how I do them so quickly. Well, it's your lucky day, because in this video I'll be taking you behind the scenes and showing you a few tips and tricks that I do to make sure that I don't spend too much time on my animations. Okay, so here's Clown Milk, the scene where we're in the theater, and the first tip that I have is don't spend too much time making assets. Everything except for the guy, the clown, and the sign I got from Sketchfab. If you don't already know, Sketchfab is a really awesome resource for 3D models. You can just type whatever you're looking for, make sure you hit downloadable, and then you can scroll through all the options and find one that works best. Okay, next tip, this is probably the most important one. Nothing outside of frame has to look good. And Clown Milk has a really good example of this. So this is what our camera is seeing as we do a slow pan in towards Mr. Clown. And it zooms all the way in to where you can just see his upper half, and then he starts walking. And that's because the bottom half of him is just messed up really bad. And rather than take it back into 3ds Max and fix all the weight painting, I just decided to cover it up and hide it with my camera angles. It's even worse in the back. If we throw in a light here, we can probably see it. The weight painting is just all kinds of messed up back here. But there's no part in the animation where we actually see the backside of him, so it doesn't really matter. Another example of this one's kind of funny actually. We have this shot where it's zoomed in on the guy's face and we can see the shadow of the clown as he approaches him. I literally just had my camera down here pointed at the guy's face. This is what the camera's seeing. Right outside of frame we have the clown floating with the light behind him, and that's what's casting the shadow over the guy, because if we had the clown in his normal position it would have been blocking the camera view. So this way we can get that shadow effect and still have a clean shot of the guy's face. Another quick tip that I have that I used in Clown Milk is content-aware fill in After Effects. So we have this shot again where he's walking towards the camera. We have this little bit of artifacting in his armpit. And to get rid of this, I just used content-aware fill. If you don't see it, you can go to Window, content-aware fill. And this is a really helpful tool for just covering little blemishes like that. It's just like in Photoshop, but you can do it with multiple frames of a video. Here's what it looks like after content-aware fill. You can't even tell that anything was there. Alright, now we're going to take a look at Oh Dear. And right off the bat, we can see, again, these are just assets that I got from Sketchfab of just random mountains, and then I just copied and pasted them and rotated them and slapped them in the background. If I zoom way out, it looks really bad, just like always. Again, nothing outside of your camera frame has to look good. But if we're looking through our camera, it looks perfectly fine. And here again, I'm using camera angles to cover up my mistakes. Like in this first shot, as we zoom in, he looks like he's laying on the rocks and his elbows and his feet and his knees are all touching the ground as they should be. But in reality, if we look at it from another angle, we can see that he's actually not touching the ground correctly. It just looks that way from our angle because I just took some rocks and shoved them into the correct places. Okay, here's a good shot where there's a bunch of deer men and they all point at the guy, and they're all pointing with different hands, either left or right hand, just to get some variety. And that was a really quick fix. I just put them all in, they were all pointing with the same hand, and then I took some of them and set their scale on the x-axis to -1, and that pretty much just flips them. And while we're here on this shot, we can see that if we zoom in real close, when they open their mouths, the texture is stretching really bad. And that's because when I first made this deer man, I forgot to model him with an open mouth. And then as I was animating, I decided to make him scream. So rather than go back to the original model and edit it to make it have an open mouth and then retexture it, I just decided to open the mouth and kind of force it into place, because with the lighting and how far away the camera is, you can't really tell that the texture is stretching. And after I did it, I actually liked it a lot, because I think it kind of adds to the creepiness that their mouth just kind of stretch open like that and you can't see any teeth. Okay, this is the last shot of Oh Dear, where the guy is looking up into the sky. And for this shot, I didn't want to make another animation of the guy standing with his head looking a little more up into the sky. So I just took the original idle animation and I rotated the whole thing. And then in the shot, I just have the camera cut off his lower half, so it looks like he's just looking up into the sky. Okay, so what did we learn from all this? I guess the main tips from this video are cheating is okay, we can fix it in post, and who cares? The way I see it, it's fine that it's not perfect. It's just a little animation. It's not even a minute long. Like, the only reason I made the oh dear animation is because I wanted to make a buff deer man. At the end of the day, I'm glad to just step back, post the video, and not worry about all the little mistakes that I know are in there. And then I'll have more time to create more things, like this video and all the other stupid things that I've been making. Well, hopefully this helped you in some way, or was at least kind of entertaining. Maybe it even inspired you to create something of your own now that you know that you can cheat at it. I've been thinking about making more videos like this where I just talk and show how I make my animations. This one wasn't very in-depth at all, but I might make another video that goes more into detail. Maybe one that goes through the making of an entire animation, like step by step. Would that be interesting? Let me know in the comments if you want to see a more in-depth tutorial video. Also, consider subscribing if you want to see more of my videos and animations. There's definitely more 3D animations like this in the works right now. Thanks, and I'll see you later.